Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a friend. This is Emma, this is my youngest sister. There is one in the middle, but she's on holiday right now, so we'll need to do another video where
Sorry,
Jenna's
Jenna.
in it. Sorry, Jenna. But this is Emma. Say hi, Emma.
Hi, Emma.
And it's really annoying because I actually have two mics, but we couldn't get them to configure, so we're just sharing this mic. So Emma's going to have to work on her projection. Hello. That's better.
Thank
So
you,
today we're just going to have a little bit of fun and we're going to talk about the time we stayed in a haunted house. So, yep, get cozy, grab a cup of tea, settle down, and we're going to have a little story time, a little scary story time. Okay, so I'll do the intro because I was older than you.
Yeah.
I was like 14.
Which means
I was like 13, 14, so you would be 8?
yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I was definitely a teenager because I remember I was very much in that awkward phase. I was going through like my goth phase. And Jenna's in the middle of us. So Jenna would have been about what, like 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you and Jenna were like still in that very much like kind of childlike, like playing games, playing pretend kind of vibe. I was like too cool for that. Anyway, so when I think about it, so when I actually tell people about like our family holidays and what we did when we were young, like we were very privileged.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we'd usually go on like 2 holidays a year. One would be like our abroad holidays, so we'd go like to Spain, Tenerife, somewhere like that. And then the other holiday would be like a staycation, so it'd be like a UK holiday. So this year we went to, I'm pretty sure it was Devon in Cornwall.
Yeah, I'm so sure it was.
We went to Devon in Cornwall and Mum and Dad found this. They were really good at finding really nice places, to be fair. They found this amazing, it was like a renovated schoolhouse. So it used to be an old sort of like Victorian schoolhouse and it had obviously been renovated so that it was like a place where you could go on holiday, like stay. It had a hot tub out the back garden. Do you remember that?
Not really, no.
Do you not remember the hot? Oh, it had a hot tub in the back garden. It was massive.
Then we went in it.
Yeah, I did.
I don't remember going in it.
Okay, well, maybe you were. Maybe you were playing pretend.
Maybe.
So it had a hot tub. It was huge on the inside, like stone.
I remember it being massive.
Yeah, it was massive. It had like a big, like the staircase had massive big windows, like big old style curved windows. So when we first got there, obviously it's really exciting. We like wanted to explore. So we went in the house and obviously me being the typical teenager, I was like, I'm gonna like Bagsy my room. So we went upstairs first because we were all going to sleep upstairs first, remember?
Not really, no.
I think you will remember.
Okay.
Because we went upstairs and I found this amazing room. It had a 4-poster bed.
Yeah, I remember your room.
It was amazing. It had a 4-poster bed and it had a roll top bath at the end of the bed.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was literally everything. It was amazing. So I was like, this is my room. And Jenna was so angry about it. You didn't really care.
No, I remember that we did immediately, well, maybe it was more me, I immediately did not want to sleep alone though.
Yeah. So I bagsied the room and then you and Jenna were meant to sleep in this little room that had like the ceiling met in the middle. Do you remember that? And it had 2 twin beds. It looked like a little like World War II.
And I remember us being scared of it.
Yeah, it had bad vibes in this room. Like I think we all.
And we're like, no.
Because even when I went into it initially, I was like, this room is weird.
Where did we sleep in then? I don't
so
remember.
you slept downstairs. So I was the only person that slept upstairs, which
Ah.
makes my side of the story a lot scarier. So yeah, I slept upstairs. Everyone else slept downstairs. Do you remember Mum and Dad's room?
No, not really.
It was amazing. They had obviously the biggest room. And it had like the highest, it was like a church ceiling. It was like so high, so echoey. As soon as you come in, there was their room, and then there was like the hallway, and then there was another room to this side that had 2 beds in it. That's where you guys slept.
I remember that.
And it had its own bathroom. So you slept in that bedroom eventually, and it was right across from Mum and Dad's room. I slept upstairs, and then went out into the garden to explore the garden. You can tell this part.
Okay. And then the garden, like when you first came into the garden, it was just like a wee box. And we were like, oh, okay. And we were a bit like, this can't be it for the garden, but we didn't think anything of it. It did have table and chairs, didn't it?
As well? Yeah, you could sit outside.
And we were playing with the frisbee for some reason, which I don't really remember playing with frisbees much, but for this reason we were playing with the frisbee. And I, as usual, went to catch frisbee and fell in between these 2 hedges, and the hedges were actually a path that led out to this other huge garden. So it was purely Narnia. Like,
we called it the secret garden.
Literally, and then it was this massive garden, and then remember there was that shed out the back of that garden as well. We've got photos in front of it.
That's right.
Just like and I think it just had like stuff to play with in it. To be fair, like I think
there was a swing
set,
swing set, and there was a big tree because there's pictures of you beside the tree. That was so weird. Like it literally was like a whole secret garden. Like you would not. It was not obvious.
You didn't see that until I fell in it.
Yeah, it was literally not obvious. It was so weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a secret garden. There was a well. There was a well on the property. And so this is how I know I must have definitely been older than 12 because I'd watched The Ring.
Yeah.
And I watched The Ring when I was 12 and I was terrified of The Ring. And there was a well on this property. It was covered over like with an iron grate,
Uh-huh.
obviously, like for safety reasons, but I was not okay with there being
Not
a well.
chill with it. No.
Not okay with that at all. So yeah, instantly it was quite,
Vibes.
the vibes were a little bit spooky, but it was gorgeous. It was absolutely
I do
beautiful.
Remember it being beautiful. And remember the weather being really, really
The
nice.
it was stunning. The weather was beautiful. Yeah, it was really, really nice. We had a great time apart from everything we're going to talk about.
Apart from
everything else. So the first night we were obviously tired, driven there. So Dad had driven, like he was always the driver.
Yeah.
So he'd driven like most of the way or the whole way. So he was really tired and he went to bed really early. Like I'm talking like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and it was
like
very
that.
sudden as well.
Yeah, he was quite abrupt. He was like, right, I'm going to bed. And we were like, okay, fine. He went to bed. And at the time, we were watching this show called Afterlife. I'm pretty sure it was on BBC. And it was about, like, I think the main character was like a medium. She could communicate with the dead. So we were watching this, and I think it came on like maybe 9 o'clock every night or whatever. So we all decided we'd watch it in this little living room. Mum, so brave, by the way, watching this show.
I know,
Actually,
I know, she doesn't watch things like that ever.
our mum does not watch anything scary, even remotely scary.
Yeah.
So I don't know why she was watching this show.
No, me neither.
But yeah, this was called Afterlife. It had Andrew Lincoln from The Walking Dead in it though.
Ah.
He was one of the
Okay.
main characters. Maybe she fancied him.
Maybe.
We'll find out. Anyway, so Mum and me and Emma and Jenna were watching this Afterlife show. It was quite scary. Like, it was quite a scary show. After it finished, we all just really tired, went to bed. So I obviously went up the stairs.
Do you
Someone
remember
to
there
my
was
space.
spiders as well?
Yes, there was huge
I think night one there was a huge
spiders.
spider.
That's right. Yeah, Mum kept
At
saying
your
that
stairs or
the
something?
spiders were like on steroids.
No,
'cause they were so
literally.
big. And like, we don't get in Scotland, like we don't get big, well, I know we were in Devon
Yeah.
and Cornwall, but like in the UK I would say we don't really get big spiders.
No.
Like, they're not that big. It's not like Australia or like these other places where you get like massive spiders. We really don't.
No.
These spiders were huge and they were indestructible. I wouldn't kill a spider anyway, but
No.
Mum
Savage.
kind of, yeah, she would kill spiders. But they wouldn't die. It was like Aragog's family.
And I remember that being night one,
yeah.
like
yeah.
that big spider.
So we're huge spiders. So anyway, I went up to my room, shut my door, got into bed, got all cozy, absolutely fine. Like, I don't remember feeling off or anything like that. I was really tired, obviously, I'd been travelling all day. So went to bed, and I don't know if I'd already fallen asleep and this woke me up, or if I was kind of just in that way where I was falling asleep. But I heard this like rattling on my door handle. I was like, what the hell? And then I instantly thought it was you and Jenna, because Jenna really wanted my room. So I thought they were either going to sneak in, try and like sleep in the bed with me, or they were just winding me up because they were annoyed at me getting this room. I don't know. Instantly, that's where my mind went to. I was like, it's Emma and Jenna like annoying me, whatever. But I'd locked the door because, again, teenager, wanting my privacy. I'd locked the door. So I was like, oh, just kind of ignored it. And then it kept, like, the door handle kept rattling, and I got so angry. So I like ripped the sheets off, got out of bed, and I was like, oh, for goodness sake. Well, I probably didn't say for goodness sake. I probably said another word. But like, I grabbed the door, unlocked it, pulled it back, and I think I shouted something like,
go away.
I think I must have shouted like, what are you doing? Like, leave me alone. Like, something to that effect, right? Shouting something at you guys, thinking it was you. But when I opened the door, there was no one there. It was so weird. To this day, I'm like, that feeling, like, I felt like my heart sank because I firmly expected to see you. I thought you and Jenna were going to be like running away, giggling down the stairs, like, ah, whatever. And there was no one there. And I was like, okay, this is really unsettling. I remember instantly just, like, I've literally got goosebumps talking about it now. Like, it's that kind of vibe. Instantly was like, okay, that was not a vibe. That was not fun. So I just shut the door, locked it, and went straight back to bed. I actually think I pulled the covers over my head. I was that scared. I pulled the covers over my head, fell asleep somehow. And next morning I woke up and I was like, right, no, it must have been them. They must have just went and hid in that wee room. Like, I was rationalising, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
So
and there was plenty of places to hide as well.
Yeah, you could have. It was dark. Like, you could have hid. So I was like, they must have went and ran and hid in that little room, or they just got downstairs before I could see them. Whatever.
Disclaimer: I swear we didn't do this. Like,
no,
it wasn't us.
Well,
it wasn't us.
Yeah. So anyway, the next morning we're sitting at the breakfast table, and I was like absolutely raging, and I was like, right, whoever did that last night really wasn't funny. And everyone was just looking at me like...
Because didn't you think you thought it was Mum as well?
I thought it could be because Mum kind of wanted my room as well.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted my room. Everyone was out to get me. So I was like, whoever did that last night was really not funny. And everyone just kind of looked at me like, what are you talking about? And I was like, no, who was rattling my door handle last night? Like, who did it? That's really not funny. And just everyone was just looking at me like completely expressionless. Like, nobody was giggling.
No.
Nobody was breaking character. Like, nobody was like eyeing it. Like, it was... You know what, you can tell if somebody's done something, you're like...
Especially because me and Jenna were younger.
You were terrible. If you had done something, you definitely would have given it away. No one was doing that, so I was like, what the hell? And my dad was sitting at the other end of the table, and he just, I've never seen him look like this. He literally just looked up at me, like the colour just drained from his face, and he was like, Sarah, can I talk to you outside for a minute? And I was so upset because I thought he was going to give me into trouble.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've not done anything. Like, you should be giving them into trouble. I was like, oh, moody teenager, like stomping away. We went outside the kitchen, and my dad was like, right, listen, I wasn't going to say anything, but yes, last night when we got here, I had a look at the guest book, and I was like, yes, and oh my goodness, he shows me the guest book, and so like pretty much every single person had written in this guest book about their experiences living in this haunted
Like
house.
deliberately coming.
Like so it was like a haunted location that people would come to stay to because they wanted to have experiences. So people had written stuff like, oh, we definitely had some like paranormal experiences.
Saw the headmistress.
Yeah, so because it was an old schoolhouse, there was like obviously at one point there would have been a headmistress, and I think she lived in the schoolhouse, something like that. I think it would have been a boarding school. So people said that they saw the ghost of the headmistress, and that I think this is what it was, because I think she used to go and check all the rooms at night to make sure the kids were okay. Oh my god,
I think that makes so much sense.
Yeah, like so it was as if she was trying to check on me, but obviously I'd locked my door so she couldn't get in. Oh my god, literally the goosebumps. The goosebumps are so bad. It was as if that's what she was trying to do. It was so weird. Kind of comforting, because I was like, well, no, but if she was just checking on me, that's not...
Yeah.
That's okay. Like, I'm fine with that. If she was checking on me, whatever. Like, so anyway, my dad showed me that. He was like, that's why I went to bed so early last night, because I read this guest book. I did not want to watch that scary thing that you were watching. Yeah. So anyway, he was like, please don't say anything to your sisters and your mum, especially mum, because they'll get scared and they want to leave. And like, it's a great place.
Yeah,
you know, we've paid a lot of money. Yeah, so like, don't say anything. It'll be fine. I was like, okay. So I went back into the kitchen.
And so Dad never told us.
I know, I didn't say a thing.
Stuff was like, we told these stories.
Yeah, I didn't say a thing. So what else happened? So Jenna fainted.
Yeah. So I remember though as well, maybe it would have been that night as well. We were all sitting watching. Remember, we could hear somebody in the stones.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So there was like gravel stones outside the downstairs. Yeah. I don't remember if I heard someone, but I
think me and Jenna did.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I wouldn't have heard it if I was upstairs.
I think it was one of the nights where, yeah, exactly, where we were in bed and we could hear it. Like, it was almost like a wee moat around the whole building of stones, and the driveway was stones as well, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And we could fully hear like somebody walking in the stones, like as if they were coming right up, because they wouldn't come right up to the windows then.
Yeah.
And I remember being really, really scared, and you know when you're like whispering to each other and you kind of find it funny because you're both young and in the same room, but we were starting to get really scared. And I remember, I don't know if we went through to their room or said in the morning, but I remember Mum was like, it'll have been a groundskeeper, it'll have been whatever. But Jenna was obviously that wee bit older, and Jenna was like, no, but it was really late for it to ever have been appropriate for a groundskeeper to be coming anywhere near.
Yeah. Because the last night we stayed there, Jenna and Mum hijacked my bed. And you, I think. Well, Jenna and Mum definitely, right? Literally, as in, I mean, got in my bed, wouldn't get out, were laughing at me, like wouldn't let me sleep in my room.
Yeah.
So I had to sleep down in you and Jenna's room by myself. And at this point, I was reading the Da Vinci Code. I even remember the book I was reading. Like, I remember so much about this holiday because it was so
ingrained in your mind.
I was going to say traumatic, not traumatic. That's
but
a bit far, but yeah.
Yeah, like
just a lot of stuff happens. Yeah.
Moments.
So I was reading the Da Vinci Code. I stayed up really late because I wanted to finish it. You know, when you get to that point in a book, you're like, I don't care how late I have to stay up, I'm just going to finish it. I honestly think I was up till about 3 a.m, just reading it, like, and I heard that, and I hadn't heard that. So I heard like crunching of gravel as if someone was walking along the gravel outside the window, the downstairs window. And I'm like, so I looked at the time, obviously it's like 3 a.m. So I was like,
nobody would be doing that.
Yeah, like, what is that? And now I think about it, I was so brave. I would not do this now. I literally got up out of bed, opened, like, was like peeking through the curtains looking. Like, imagine I saw a murderer. Imagine I saw a man there just with an axe. Like, what was I going to do?
No, literally.
But anyway.
I'm sure me and Jenna looked out the window as well. And
so brave. Much braver than I am now. So, yeah, but I looked, I couldn't see anyone. And then, oh my God, and then I started freaking myself out so bad because I remembered the well. And I was like...
Samara.
That's it. Yep, the girl from the ring, she's crawled up the well, she's coming to get me, I'm dead. I don't think I slept much that night. So when we got in the car to come home, or no, it wasn't even when we got in the car, it was just the next morning when I woke up, I was like, I heard somebody walking around outside.
And then me and Jenna were so satisfied because Mum and Dad wouldn't believe us about it. Like, they were pure like, no, girls, you just need to go to bed at night, like pure like when you are that age and your parents don't believe anything. So then when Sarah said it, we were like,
Validation. Yeah, I was like, I heard someone walking around outside, and Dad was very firm on it as well. It was just the groundskeeper. It was just someone looking after the
No.
housemate. And I was like, at 3 a.m.
Yeah, like that's not appropriate if it was.
Even,
Like,
yeah,
what
even
you
if it
doing, you
was,
freak?
that's so
Especially when you know
inappropriate.
there's kids sleeping there. Like,
Yeah.
no, like you wouldn't do that.
It
Without
wasn't.
it saying somewhere that they were going to do that.
Yeah.
Or having reason to. No.
Definitely wasn't. But yeah, Jenna fainted.
Yeah, so that's obviously, we didn't know anything about it. I was obviously, 7 or something, so
Yeah.
we didn't know anything about it being whatever. But we were in our room, and I remember, it's so random, I remember our bathroom had a fish, like the toilet pan was like fishes on it, and I don't,
Oh, yeah.
like, I don't know why I
Yeah.
remember that, but I
That's so
remember it because I
random.
remember that's what I was looking at when Jenna was just putting her earrings in, and Jenna could be a bit of a
She is a
fainter.
fainter, to be fair. Like, if she was going to get like an injection or something.
And so, like, I will say that as a disclaimer, she is
Yeah.
a fainter, but the way she fainted was not normal.
You
And
were
I
looking at the
remember-
fish toilet
Because it really
pan.
amused me, and I really wanted one, and I
Okay.
was looking at that. So I was kind of in the doorway of the bathroom as she was putting earrings in, and it was like, the beds were like here, and this mirror was here, and I was standing at this side of the bed, like to the doorway for the bathroom, looking in the bathroom, and then I walked back out, so I was at the other side of the bed from Jenna, and I was just kind of watching. I think I was just talking to her. She was putting her earrings in, and she was putting her earrings in, and then literally she was standing like that, and she went down. Like, she didn't, like, you know when you faint, you normally gradually
Yeah, it's
faint,
normally a bit of a...
especially if you're going front ways to sideways, but no, she like went like flat, and
Oh.
somehow managed to, so she was facing like that way, looking in the mirror, and she somehow managed to spin as well. So I don't know why I done the proper horror movie thing, and I
Yeah,
looked
that's
under
so
the bed.
scary.
I looked under the bed at her when she's faint. Why did I not walk round? I looked under the bed. So I looked under the bed. She'd
You could
managed
have saw a
to-
demon.
No, literally, she'd managed to spin in her faint. Don't know how she could do that. And I looked under, and the exact second I looked under like a horror film, she snapped her eyes back open. And I remember being like, not
No.
okay with her the rest of the day. I was like,
Yeah, I would be like, you're possessed.
yeah, you've had something.
You're
and
possessed.
So then I remember when I got a bit older and I looked up that type of thing, and that can be a ghost walking through you. I can't remember, it's called something.
No.
But that reaction can happen, a pure sudden faint from nowhere,
No.
and then a sudden awakening as well, because it's just walked through you. But yeah,
No.
it was not good. And I remember being really freaked out by her at that age, which
Yeah.
when stuff happens at that age, you normally are just kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
like, you're like, that's weird. But I remember being like, no, that's... I don't know how
Yeah.
she turned in her faint like that.
It was really, really weird. It was just like a series of weird
Uh-huh.
events that kept happening. And then there's probably more that we can't even remember at
Uh-huh.
this point. But what I do remember is when I think we left a night early, we left a day early.
Yeah.
As we were driving out of the place, I just finally had enough. I was like, right, can we all just talk about that place was weird? Like, that place was haunted. And Dad's pure looking at me in the rearview mirror, like, but I kept my promise. I didn't say anything while we were
Yeah.
there. I waited till we were
Really
leaving. And when I said that, even Mum was like, I don't think she said she hadn't, but she definitely said she felt weird. Like, she definitely said it had weird vibes. And Dad's, again, I can't remember. I'll need to check with Dad. We'll maybe do a follow up.
Yeah.
If Mum and Dad have stories, we can do a follow up. I can't remember if they did, but they definitely both felt
Yeah.
very weird. And obviously, yeah, Jenna fainted, the whole secret garden, the well, my experience.
I thought at one point you thought you saw her walk by the window, the headmistress or something like that. You saw
Yeah,
a
I
shadow.
did, but I don't know. I think that was after I'd read it in the book.
So then you're like,
I don't know
if that was a real memory or not.
Yeah, I don't know if that, like, that's the thing. Once you read something like that, and that's why Dad was going to bed so early, because well, I think any age, it's
Yeah, that's what I
suggestion,
mean.
isn't it? Your brain's so, like, once you read or hear something like that, like, if we were told going into that, this place is
we
haunted,
would have, yeah.
oh, we would, because you'd be scared, your brain's looking for evidence.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing, like, yeah, I thought at one point I'd seen her shadow almost,
Go
like,
by,
I would
the
say.
top floor window or something
Uh-huh.
like that.
I don't know, to be honest. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to sit here and say it definitely was. I do think, like, I was very scared.
Mhm.
And I was sleeping on that top floor by myself.
Yeah.
The bed was beautiful, though.
So,
And it had
yeah.
a roll top bath.
Did you go for a bath in it? I don't
Yes.
remember.
I did. And it was probably the best experience of my life. So, I mean, ghost or not, I was fine with her
Yeah.
being there. See, if she was just checking on me and looking at I was like,
like,
do you know
"Hi."
what? We're chill. That's
Yeah.
fine. Don't do anything scary. Yeah, that is the story of us staying in a haunted
Yeah.
old schoolhouse. I don't remember feeling anything evil there.
Yeah, like Maleficent.
No.
or anything like that. Maleficent? Maleficent?
Malevolent.
Malevolent.
Yeah, no, I didn't feel anything evil. It was just
I don't even think malevolent was the word I wanted either.
malicious.
Yeah.
Malicious. No, it didn't feel anything evil. Didn't feel like demonic. I wouldn't say.
No.
Like I would say. Do you know this? The thing that I did feel the most uneasy about was not the door rattling or the indestructible spiders or the secret garden or the well. It was those footsteps on the gravel.
Yeah, why?
Because
Who were they?
I think the main reason I found that so scary is because what if it was a person? Like
Yeah.
that is way scarier than being a ghost.
No, exactly.
Because if that was a person, what is their intentions?
And
Why
it
are
was
they
always
there?
3 a.m.
It
It was
w-
it was actually that hour.
Yeah.
And even
Like-
because the story.
Even
of
if
the
that was the
woman-
owner, you're not okay.
Exactly.
Don't do that.
You're not well. Sorry.
So if mum and dad have any stories, or if Jenna has anything she would like to add about her fainting experience, then we will maybe do a follow-up. But yeah, that was it. If you want to see more videos like this, then leave me a comment below and let me know if you like scary stories. We love scary stories.
Yeah.
We're big horror movie fans. We love talking about ghosts and all that kind of stuff. So if you want more videos like this, let me know. If you want Jenna to appear in a video, then
She does exist.
she does exist. She'll make a cameo appearance. If we'll try and persuade her. If you leave a like and a comment, that might persuade her. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.